Hello, and welcome back to our Maserati F1 Manager Series. And today we are at race 5 as we head to Baku then in this one. And we've got Antonelli starting P3, and it's Charles Leclerc P4. The Red Bull's looking good again. Max and Lawson P1 and P2. So work to do for us in this one. If you're new to the series, then yes, this is the fifth race of our 4 seasons. We're in 2028. Max Verstappen has just won the Drivers' Championship for the 5th time. Antonelli missing out by a handful of points. And this year, those two are very tight again. Max leads the championship by about 6 points, I think, coming into this one. So Antonelli won the first 2. Max has won races 3 and 4. And today we arrive in Baku. But I hope you are all doing well in the live stream, whether you're in the live stream or you're catching up in demand. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. I certainly am. And we've got actual Formula 1 racing this weekend, the sprint and full race in Brazil. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And if you're jumping into the stream nice and early, let me know in the comments, in the live chat, who you think is going to win both the sprint and the full race on Saturday/Sunday. But getting back to this one, I say Antonelli starts P3, Leclerc P4. The 2 dominant cars so far this year in 2028 is ourselves in the Maserati and the Red Bull. And we're going to go the same strategy in terms of tyres. So both using 2 sets of softs, 1 set of mediums. Antonelli starts on the mediums, then goes 2 sets of soft. Leclerc starts on the soft, then goes medium, then finishing on the softs. I think with that said, we are ready to get underway. So let's not delay any further. Let's crack on with this Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
It's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. Now it'll be interesting to see what the Alpine can achieve here.
Being back in P18 is going to prove to be a significant challenge.
I'm not quite sure what they're showcasing in the Alpine, but fair enough.
Will it be too much?
But here we go then. Let's get this one
Here
underway.
we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
And we've got 3 lights. We have 4. We have 5. And they're held for quite a while, but we are underway then. As Max Verstappen gets us away from pole, it's Liam Lawson P2, Antonelli P3, but Antonelli trying to move up to P2 straight away, and he has done so off the start. So that's a very good start from Kimi Antonelli. Lawson moving back from P2 to P3. And tyres, we're all on the same, as Leclerc is losing the position to Russell. That's not ideal, because Russell is on the mediums. When I said all the same, I thought the top 4, Antonelli, Lawson, Verstappen and Leclerc was on the mediums, but Leclerc's on the softs, of course. So, yeah, he will hopefully get that position back. But Antonelli's made a good start, as has Max Verstappen here. Yeah, Higgins, thanks for subscribing on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. And of course, you're jumping in. If you don't already, do subscribe or follow on the relevant platform. And do me a massive favour and smash that like button. But yeah, that's not ideal from Leclerc, losing position. Just on strategy, Leclerc's going to go to lap 16 before he stops. Antonelli lap 19.
Yeah, copy that.
It is full attack on these tyres. The deg is very low. Compared to Spain last time out, we've got the complete opposite here. Deg in Spain is horrendous. Deg in Baku, not bad at all. You can do the 1-stop round here, but the 2-stopper is quicker. But Max Verstappen and Antonelli getting underway very quickly, though, pulling away from Lawson, breaking the DRS. DRS not enabled yet, of course, though, because it is the first lap. As we've got a yellow flag. Looks to be Kevin Magnussen in his RB, who we can see dropping down the order there. What about Leclerc?
Yeah, copy.
Magnussen has crashed.
Let's follow the drivers then through turn 16.
K-Mag in his RB.
Oh, that's where they hit the wall. And they'll have to pick themselves
Loses the
up
back end,
that.
just taps the wall, so he'll get away with that. Paula, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Leclerc then, I say, no DRS at the moment. It is now enabled, but can he send one here on George Russell?
Yeah,
yes, he can. Now it's a drag out of this corner. But I don't think we have DRS on Lawson, so we might only be momentarily ahead of Russell, because Russell should now pick up the DRS, and he does. So he's going to come straight back past us. Could have timed that move a little bit better from Leclerc and waited. Antonelli really having a go at Verstappen as well, and these two continuing to pull away from Liam Lawson.
I am trying.
Do your best, man.
But yeah, this is not ideal for Leclerc's strategy at the moment. But Antonelli might have a go then at getting past Max Verstappen. This is live, but it's not Formula 1, it's F1 Manager 24. So jump on board with Kimi Antonelli then, looking at the rear wing of Max Verstappen. These two have been fighting for over a year now in this series. Quite the rivalry developing.
Full charge.
Just going to start to top up a bit. We used a lot of battery early on there. We will get the DRS here. It is a very, very long straight, as you will know if you're familiar with Baku. And the DRS still isn't even open yet. It will open very shortly. Right about now. There we go. And the DRS gives us that speed increase as we move to the outside of Max Verstappen. And we're going to move ahead and take the lead of this race.
Okay, good job with that.
Leclerc is dropping back quite significantly there. I don't know why. That's a bit worrying. We've stopped using the fuel and the battery, but his pace I didn't think would be that bad. As Max Verstappen is going to come back at Antonelli here. Yeah, quite worried by Leclerc's pace. He's now gone backwards behind Behrman, and next is Piastri to have a go on him. So this is not ideal from Charles Leclerc early on. Cheetah and Diamond, thanks for the follows, much appreciated. Soren, hello buddy, how's it going? Hope you're well.
Keep focus on our race.
What's the tyre difference here? So we use 1% more. I just got to hope the AI are really pushing the battery because, yeah, Leclerc's pace is a little bit worrying, shall we say, opening 3 laps here. Antonelli's pace, on the other hand, is looking good. Max isn't getting away from us, and we're still pulling a gap on Lawson, so this could shortly just become a 2-horse race if they carry on like this. As Antonelli has a look into there, it's not ideal to get it done there because you'll lose the drag, the tow and the DRS. Lene, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Where did we start? And Max started on pole, Antonelli P3 and Leclerc P4, Lawson was P2. Antonelli got out of the slipstream there. That hasn't really worked for him.
Suggest a small lift off.
So first DRS, nothing doing. What about the second? Back into the slipstream. Russell now past Lawson, although Lawson retakes that. And here comes Antonelli. DRS on the inside.
We are losing time, guys.
As Leclerc is getting very depressed in the second Maserati there. On the inside, Antonelli on Max Verstappen. And these two are going to fight all the way to this right-hander, I'd imagine, because Max doesn't want to give that up.
You are doing a very good job with that.
And they still look to be side by side. And Antonelli has just about got that done. Tango, this is F1 Manager 24. Right, Leclerc is past Behrman. Just missed the replay on that. Well, let's use a bit of the battery. Try and catch him back up to Russell and Lawson then. Leclerc is depressed every time. He is, Soren. He is. Dacia, thanks for the follow. I've completely butchered it, but thank you nonetheless. Hope you're doing well. Right, so Antonelli leads, then it's Verstappen. Lawson has closed in a little bit to these, 2.3. And yeah, we can literally attack on the tyres all the way through this race. Just got to be mindful of burning them up. But Leclerc, using a bit of battery, hopefully is just about to break the DRS to Behrman, which will help his cause. And he has got 1.2. Behrman might still get a bit of a tow. Colapinto, indeed. Colapinto driving for Mercedes in this universe. Right, I think Leclerc will be okay now. I think it's all settled down for Charles. As Max, getting very close to the back of Kimi Antonelli. So, right, let's just remind ourselves of strategy. Leclerc is on the softs, so he's coming in lap 16 to get some mediums on. Antonelli on the mediums, he's putting some softs on around lap 19. So, still another 10 laps to go before we get our first stops as Max Verstappen is moving back into the lead of this race. And these two, I'm sure, are going to battle all the way. But as they do battle, they do allow Lawson and Russell to get closer to them.
Try to recover your previous rhythm.
As we are side by side yet again. Piastri's got past Behrman, and it means he's now back into the DRS of Leclerc, which is becoming a little bit frustrating that Leclerc can't quite pull away from those.
Yeah, keep doing your best.
Melanie, thanks for the follow. I don't know how often he says we are losing time in my Ferrari career. Pretty accurate though, to be fair, sorry. At the moment, poor Charles. Not had a great year in real life in Ferrari, has he? But I cannot wait for this weekend. I do love a bit of Brazil, I must say, and we've got sprint and a full race there this weekend. So this is a nice little warm you up for everyone. In Baku, right, Leclerc has again broken the DRS to Piastri, but he's used all his battery now.
Copy.
Antonelli, let's get a bit of top up going with Antonelli.
Copy.
So this looks like a good opportunity to reclaim the lead. So it looks like Max and Antonelli are going to be fighting all the way here. I'd really like Antonelli to get into the pits before Verstappen, get the undercut on him today. That's what we'll be aiming for. Yale, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. And Lawson is down to P5, so we've just got past Lawson, have we? We've caught up with them. We've finally caught up with Russell and Lawson.
Yes.
And we might be free wide through here. Lawson having a look. There's the replay. Oh, yeah, so Lawson got a little bit compromised on entry. And Charles Leclerc sweeps around the outside. Hayla, thanks for the rose. Much appreciated. Where's Alonso? This is F1 Manager, and we're in 2028. So in this universe, there is no Alonso or Hamilton. They are retired, as is Hulkenberg. So Leclerc moves into P3. So finally starting to show some pace, but again, he's not got enough to break the DRS. So Russell and Lawson got a good chance coming back at him. He is going to be getting the undercut though, is Leclerc, because he's on the soft, so he'll be one of the first in today. He's at a 79%, and yeah, not much worse than him. K-Mag at 75% because that spin crash earlier on. But if you are jumping into the stream, you haven't already, do me a massive favour and smash that like button and let me know the real Formula 1 this weekend. Who is going to be your sprint and full race winner? Let me know in the live chat. Aaron and Quinton, thanks for the follows. More gifts. Thank you so much for the gifts. Much appreciated. All right, Leclerc's going to be under pressure. I'm kind of trying to watch Antonelli against Verstappen as well here. He's just staying in the gearbox of Max Verstappen, but it looks like Leclerc is going to lose out here now to Russell. We'll probably go for a bit of top up now with Leclerc, try and get that battery back. Same as we're doing with Antonelli. Is Lewis playing? No, Lewis, because we're in 2028, so Lewis is enjoying his retirement. Martin Manuel, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. And Antonelli back into the lead. So I think Antonelli's pace is pretty good. Verstappen saving a tiny bit of tyre life, but not much.
Yeah, doing a good
sorry,
job.
Jess, I'm very well, thank you, buddy. I am very well. So, looking forward to this weekend.
That's what I have.
Max Verstappen in Brazil, yeah. Can't shy away from that. I think Max got a great chance this weekend. Very interested to see what Piastri does, if he can bounce back.
Oh, I cannot get much closer.
So we've got a little bit of a battle for a lead, and we've got a battle for the podium, it looks like, between Russell, Leclerc and Lawson, because Piastri has dropped 2.8 seconds back. So this is just going to keep changing every time we get to the DRS, basically. But we'll try and build up the ERS, sorry, for Antonelli, and try and pull away at some point. But for now, we're just going to have to keep chopping and changing positions with Verstappen. But the pace is looking good today. Max hasn't been able to get away from us. So hopefully we can get Antonelli a good result here, as Leclerc looks like he's moving back past George Russell. He is indeed, is he? No, Russell's still on the outside, fighting it hard. But again, Leclerc will pick up another DRS zone here. But this is how that's how he got past Lawson, by being compromised into that entry. And it might happen to him here, because I think Lawson's got the slipstream and DRS. And Charles, that hasn't worked well for him. Can he re-attack him? No, he can't. Charles, just calm it down. I think we just need some positive energy for you, Charles. Piastri had a short break after Mexico. Maybe he's better now. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, being a McLaren fan, I hope Oscar can bounce back. You viewed, hello buddy, how's it going? I'm very well, how are you? Right, half a second to Max. Just got to stay in that DRS.
Good level of management on tires.
So lap 16, we're halfway through Charles' stint. He's going to be one of the first to come in, I'd imagine, today. And Piastri has dropped 3 seconds behind. Again, it's 19 seconds pit loss. So 23 at the moment. Charles probably coming out just ahead of Pourchaire in 18th, but we've still got another 8 laps till he needs to stop. So hopefully he'll come out in nice clean air, because that's going to be key for his strategy. Although most of the grid will be suffering on the tyres by the time he does stop. Antonelli all over Max Verstappen there into turn 1. Max just holds on. We'll have another go though. We'll have another go up here.
Right. No problem, no problem.
So DRS assisted. Antonelli on the inside. Max looks to be just enough ahead to stay ahead, and he does. And how's Leclerc doing? He's past Lawson again. And he's back on to Russell. Russell's this pack still saying about 3 seconds off the leaders. Natty, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Yes, indeed. That be the man in first place. Not too bad, Alejandro. He had to go to hospital, got told I need to be more careful and watch out to make sure it doesn't get worse. Sorry to hear that, UV. Hope it's not too bad for you. Right, let's have a look at the current standing, shall we? Just so everyone's in the picture where we're at. Max Verstappen currently leads the championship. He would extend that if it stays like this. And the Constructors would look pretty good for Red Bull as well. They'd be extending the lead in that as well. So work to do for both of our drivers. It is not real Formula 1, it's F1 Manager 24. But Max is still as strong over here as he is in the real world. Radek, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Russell and Perez at Ferrari just looks wrong. It is all sorts of wrong.
Keep focus on your
I think
race
weirdly,
now.
Russell more so than Perez, it looks wrong. Leclerc moaning as always in his Maserati. This is not Brazil, this is Baku, F1 Manager. This is not real Formula 1. We're in 2028 over here.
Okay.
Leclerc. 4P3 on George Russell. They're side by side. Can he hold on to this? George looks to have the advantage because there's a right-hander up next, and he just stays ahead. But the gap now to, as Antonelli and Verstappen swapping positions, Piastri and Behrman have dropped off quite a bit from this. So we've got kind of two races emerging. The race victory The race for victory, should I say, between Verstappen and Antonelli, then the race for the podium between Russell, Leclerc and Lawson.
Tires update.
Is Brazil the final track in F1 Manager? Has been the last few seasons, Soren, but we've mixed it up for this year. I think the last race of the season this year is going to be Japan, Suzuka. I think we're doing Australia, an ultimate race, then Suzuka. Last year, 2027 was so robbed yet. Yeah. As bad as 2021, 2027. Emil Barco, thanks for the follow. Alonso, no Alonso, because we're in the universe of 2028 here, so there's no Fernando, Lewis Hamilton, or Hulkenberg here. So yeah, what we're doing with Antonelli is we are topping up the battery and still staying with Max. So this is positive signs, I think, for now. Are we going to have a go into T1? No, we're not. What about Charles Leclerc?
In front is Verstappen.
He's not having a go either.
Russell behind.
DRS, but again, we look to be a little bit too far back. Are we going to make a lunge here? Well, it won't be quite a lunge because we are gaining, but again, only at the rear axles, so Max stays ahead. What about Leclerc on Russell? He looks further alongside the Ferrari man. But again, can he stay with him round the outside here? No, he can't, so stays as we are. Is that Maserati? It is Maserati indeed. Oh, Leclerc having another go, though. That's audacious. It's lovely work from Charles Leclerc around the outside of George Russell. And back into P3. I thought about pushing the battery, but I think we'll wait just a few more laps. He's going to come in 5 more laps, so Russell, again, probably is going to get past on the DRS. But not having a bad race, Leclerc, but he is 5 seconds off the lead of this race. Max Verstappen, is he just trying to get down the road here? Because this long straight, the start-finish straight, but also other places of the track, you have so many straights where you can get up to top speed and slipstream. It's very hard to break the DRS, so I think we've got good pace here, but it might just be that we're staying in the DRS of Max, so we won't really know until we've got clean air, I don't think. But yes, this is Maserati. That is our team, as we can see, and we are the reigning Constructors champions of 2027, but we're yet to win a Drivers' Championship, and that is the aim for this series. As Antonelli this time is going to try into turn 1, but again he looks too far back, but nearly got a full battery, so it might be the moment to have a go shortly. And there we go, Russell does get back past Leclerc. That was to be expected. Antonelli, is he he's definitely closer this time round. Max just edging in front of the corner, but then Antonelli does. Antonelli might lead this race, but again, Max has the inside here, and it's hard work for Antonelli. Can't quite make it stick. Are they still alongside each other? Right, Leclerc's into P3. I wonder if I can push that battery with him. He hasn't got full battery yet, but I just wonder if we could break the DRS with Leclerc. Have a go. 2025 Kimi in the Mercedes was so bad in the series. In the Maserati, he's a monster. Yeah,
Focus on our
I actually think Antonelli is overrated in this game. His stats, especially when you get 2-3 years in with his progression, I think it's a little bit too much, to be honest with you. Because most of his stats, when we last looked, I think, I can't remember how many stats there are, but say there's 10 stats, 7 out of them, you know, are better than Leclerc, although Leclerc's better overall because one of his stats is a lot better than Antonelli's, but yeah, it's not quite realistic in that manner. Don't think we've done enough to break the DRS, have we? No, we'll keep at it. We'll keep at it with Leclerc on deployment for now. Billy, thanks for the follow. Jan, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you're both doing well. And of course, if you don't follow or subscribe, make sure to do so and spam that like button. As Antonelli has a go there, let's have a go with Antonelli then, because he's got a lot of battery now. Right. Russell has not been able to get past. They have dropped Lawson out of the DRS, so maybe that's one driver we've dropped. But yeah, even pushing the battery has not been enough to keep Russell behind.
You are doing a good job.
Antonelli has got past Verstappen there, though. Now we're going to start using the battery with him. But yeah, we're not going to be able to pull away from George there, are we? No, I think we'll go back to top up. We'll go back to top up. We had a go. We had a little bit of a go there with Charles. As Yuki Tsunoda has made a pit stop. I think that's the first stop of the day. It is. That's a very early stop. Yuki Tsunoda in his Audi then has made a stop. So Antonelli trying to push the pace, trying to break the DRS to Max Verstappen, but he can't quite do it as Leclerc and Russell nearly make contact. As we need to go back to interval. So Lawson, yeah, has dropped out of the fight between these two. But surely Russell will get straight back past Leclerc here because we've depleted the entire battery and it might allow Lawson to come back into the battle as well. Karen, Solace, and Solace, thanks for the follows. Much appreciated. Hope you're both doing well. And fastest lap of the race for Kimi Antonelli then, but even with him pushing that battery, it's not done the trick on Max Verstappen. So I think we actually just top up and we'll use that battery once we make our stops for clean air. And we are approaching Charles Leclerc's first stop of the day. It is lap 16. GG, thanks for the follow. This is live, but it's not Formula 1, it's F1 Manager 24. And yeah, Lawson has rejoined the party then. And Max Verstappen is coming on the inside of Kimi Antonelli. They're getting very close to each other. Now, what you do get unrealistic around Baku in the game is they can overtake through the castle, but that's not going to happen here, but it can happen.
Keep focus on our race.
As Teo Porcher has made a pit stop, so a second stop on the grid now. Abaha. Butchering it. I'm probably butchering it, but thanks for the follow. Super appreciate it. So if you're jumping in the stream, you haven't already, do me a massive favour and spam that like button. It really does help me out, and it is super appreciated. F1 Manager being great as always. Thanks, Jan.
I'm too slow.
You're not too slow, Charles. Let's stop putting ourselves down all the time, Charles. Positive energy. Ali, thanks for the follow. Right, Antonelli doesn't look like he's going to jump down the inside here. No. What about Leclerc? Is he going to have a go? Zalan, thanks. Hello, sorry. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for jumping into the live chat. Right, next lap then, Charles Leclerc. So let's set that up now. We're going to pit next lap. And Charles will be going on to the mediums. First stopper 2 today. Both drivers on a 2-stopper. Antonelli started on the mediums. Leclerc started on the softs.
Copy, boss.
Okay, do your best there.
As we've got Mick Schumacher making a pit stop down there in the RB. Antonelli P2. Leclerc still fighting with Russell and Lawson here. Hey, Leclerc will get in before these guys. So, what do we say? It's a 21 second pit loss. 21 second pit loss. So, 21.29. Yeah, it'd be coming round about... Hopefully, he should clear Albon and Colapinto. If he clears Gasly, that would be pretty good. And then Perez down to 44%. Yeah, we should be pretty good here to get past the traffic anyway. That's what I mean about the castle sector. Very unrealistic through there, but there we go. Mera, AG Plumbing, thanks for the follow. Super appreciated. As Leclerc drops back down to P5 as we've got a yellow flag. Any safety car will have to be flying into laps. Looks to be our old driver Maloney involved in this.
There's a yellow flag now.
Oh, the two Hasses, Maloney and Ocon, look like they've come together then. Yeah. Probably should have got out of that one, Maloney. We'll see if either of those get a penalty for that. Right, the battle continues up front though. Not Maloney. Maloney was back in this team in 2025, but we're in 2028 now. There isn't no Maloney, but there is a Kimi Antonelli. And he is moving in to the lead of this race. Is he? No, Max later on the brakes. Kimi Antonelli replaced Maloney. And then Franco Colapinto, our other original driver, moved to Mercedes last year.
I am trying.
Or started this year.
Do your best, man.
And Leclerc has joined the team. And Hamilton, why? There is no Hamilton. We're in 2028. He can't go on forever, the poor man. Right, Behrman's made a pit stop. He was running quite high, so that's quite an early stop up there. Right, let's just get them round. And let's get Charles Leclerc in for his stop. And so he's just lost out to the DRS there as Max Verstappen is starting to push.
Copy.
Zul, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Right, here comes Charles Leclerc then. First stop of 2 today. And it's a 1.8 second stop. That is very nice indeed. So we're thinking around Perez and Gasly here, weren't we? Yeah, Perez is going to be passed. What about Gasly? I think we should be ahead of Gasly because we cut that first corner. Yeah, we should be pretty comfortable, and we are. So that's good. Leclerc has some clean air there, I'd say. And we'll just use a bit of the battery to get full benefit out of this undercut. Early live. Yes, very early live. Every other Friday, I probably will be doing an early stream. So I've started playing football back on a Friday evening, so it's hard for me to fit in a Friday evening stream. So when I'm not playing football, I'll do a late stream. On the Fridays in between, I'll do an earlier stream. Now, Antonelli has caught back up to Max, so that is good news.
Oh, the charge. Oh, charge.
And Leclerc is going to catch Perez pretty quickly here, but Perez is not in the DRS of Norris. And he's down at 36% tyre life, so it should be pretty easy work. You're not going to sign Fernando Alonso for next season in game? I thought he would race until he was 50. Yeah, could well happen. It's going to be very odd when Fernando finally does stop. Dalka and Antonelli, thanks for the follows. Right, Leclerc then. I've already used all that battery though. But hopefully he'll get a nice slingshot off Perez here. Oh, as Antonelli, we nearly joined him inside the gearbox of Max Verstappen there. As we're going to get some DRS, we'll have to rejoin Leclerc shortly. Is Antonelli going to have a go here? Looks to be a little bit too far back, but we're gaining all the time. As Carlos Sainz has set the fastest lap of the race. Where's that come from? Perez has pit, so that has released Leclerc, by the way. And Antonelli is going to take the lead of this race again. I think, although Max is looking pretty close again. Next lap, we're going to get Antonelli in. Verstappen, oh, his front wing nearly in the right rear tyre of us. Right, what's going on with Leclerc? Let's go to neutral for now. Yeah, why did Sainz fast? Oh, he's on the hard, so maybe Sainz going for a one-stop and going for a bit of a push. So the traffic for Leclerc has got out of the way. He's now got 5 seconds to Bortoleto. He's down to 49%. That shouldn't be an issue. So it's going to be interesting to see what the gap will be between Leclerc and Antonelli when Antonelli stopped. I think it was about 8-9 seconds before that first stop. Monster out, thanks for the follow. I've seen he has lost a lot of natural racecraft when he was the one that took out both Lando and Oscar in his clumsy maneuver. Yeah, I don't know. I think age gets to everyone after a while. It'd be quite surprising if someone in their mid-40s still had the capabilities of someone in their early 30s or mid-20s. Your reactions are going to slow. It's genetically, part of life, isn't it? And I think we might be seeing the case with Lewis as well. Although it's always harder to tell if they're not in a championship winning car. But I think you have to go by your teammates. A little bit harder with Fernando Alonso because, yeah, let's not comment on his teammate. But obviously Lewis having George Russell the last 2-3 years. And then Charles this year. He hasn't really done great. Sainz and Piastri. Sainz isn't going for one stop because he's getting rid of those mediums already. Those hards already, sorry. And Leclerc, again, still Bortoletto ahead of him. But yeah, he shouldn't have any traffic apart from Bortoletto. I think Bortoletto will stop. So this is working quite nicely for Leclerc, I feel. Antonelli, I think he's in this lap. Yes, Kimi Antonelli will be in this lap then. Let's just forward on and get Kimi into the pits. So this should work quite nicely if Max doesn't come in. We're hoping Max doesn't come in this lap. But here we go then. Yeah, as I say, Kimi's going to stop now. And we're hoping Max doesn't stop. He doesn't. So we will get at least one lap of an undercut on Max. Hopefully a nice clean stop like Leclerc. Leclerc had a 1.8 second stop. What can we do as we service Antonelli? Slightly slower, but just under 2.2. We'll take that.
What a race. What a race.
How close will Leclerc be to his teammate? Leclerc has caught up to Bortoletto, by the way. He's got the DRS here, and he's moving past Gabriel Bortoletto, but he's not really going to be anywhere close to challenging his teammate, is he? As I say, I think the gap was about 9-10 seconds before that first stop, and it's now down to about 6 seconds, so he's got a little bit closer, but not too much. Ryan, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I want him to match Fangio at the age of 47. That would be nice. That would be nice.
And overtake available.
Right,
At the
so
moment, we have Russell.
now we've got Leclerc on the mediums, Antonelli
second.
on the softs.
Next car behind will be Leclerc.
Antonelli is going to come up to this traffic now.
6 seconds behind.
So such has been the pace of Verstappen and Antonelli. They are... Well, Antonelli, he's a pit stop ahead now of Russell and Lawson. That's worked for Leclerc, hasn't he? Because he's not going to be that far. So Leclerc, hopefully, will be making this a double podium today. But again, it looks like Antonelli's going to get the better of him. But is Antonelli going to lose a bit of time now as he tries to get through these two drivers? He'll be hoping one or two of them go into the pits here. I hoped Kimi would match Fangio, but he lost too much race car. I think it's hunger as well. I think it's hunger. Right, let's just see if these come into the pits. Max Verstappen is into the pits.
Okay.
So he only goes a lap longer as Lawson pits as well. So that's what Antonelli wants because he'll be hopefully getting past Russell. They both have DRS. Where is Verstappen? He is coming out behind Antonelli. Leclerc won't be close to him though. Although Leclerc's not a million miles off, but you'd expect Max now to have the pace to push up the road. So it's lap 35 now for Leclerc, lap 34 for Kimi Antonelli. Liz, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Yeah, I think with a lot of these drivers as well, it's, you know, with Kimi Räikkönen, I think it's hunger as well. I know he's quizzed about that before and he made a joke, no, he's just turning up, but I think, you know, if you're fighting for championships every year, you'd probably be staying in the car. But I think it's harder when you drop down. Either the car, the team you're with, the performance goes. A bit like Lewis at the moment with Mercedes last few years and Ferrari. The car isn't good enough to win championships. Or a Kimi Räikkönen or an Alonso, you start driving for lesser teams, shall we say. I think it's harder to be motivated. It's different if you're a younger driver because you always feel you're going up the ranks. If you're driving for a Kick Sauber now, you know, or an RB, yes, you know you're probably not going to be winning races. You're not going to be many points, but you know if you can put in good performances, that might lead to a better drive. But an older driver who's already driven for the best, kind of go the other way. I think you lose a bit of hunger. This is F1 Manager 24. Yeah, the Iceman lost the hunger for the fight in the end. He did. But being a McLaren fan, he was one of the drivers that absolutely loved his time at McLaren. Shame we could never get him a championship. He definitely had the pace at that time. But he finally got it with Ferrari, of course. And talking of Ferrari, that's a great plug, isn't it, into this? George Russell into the pits. Bortoletto is... No, he's still out, that's why. So Russell was fighting Lawson and he comes out just behind him. But Leclerc stopping a lot earlier. He's got 10 seconds on Lawson and Russell. So that's worked out very nicely for him. Verstappen on the softs as well. He'll probably get close to Antonelli. So I think the fight between Antonelli and Verstappen will rumble on. Robin Raikkonen will be the next iceman. Yes, I see Kimi and his son. Hopefully the next Raikkonen prodigy. But yeah, Verstappen 2.2 seconds behind. But yeah, Robin Raikkonen looks like he's doing well in the karting scene. Obviously, where they all, well, most of them all start. So who knows? We might see a Raikkonen in Formula 1 again. If he's got half the talent of Kimi, he'll be doing okay. Right, let's just forward on, I think, probably until Verstappen arrives on Antonelli, and we have some defending to do as Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, what did I say? Next time we're in is lap 34. So we've got, yeah, another 10-12 laps. As we've got a yellow flag. K-Mag has crashed for the second time in this race here today in Baku. And he's just drifted and clipped the wall. K-Mag not having a very nice afternoon here in Azerbaijan. So who's in the... Has everyone stopped? I'm assuming everyone stopped. Bortoletto still hasn't stopped, so he might be the only one trying a one-stopper today. And we've actually, apart from K-Mag tapping the wall a couple of times, we've not had any dramas in terms of safety, virtuals or red flags. As Bortoletto is finally making a stop. So the last driver on the grid to make his stop today. As the Mercedes pit crew wait to receive him, we may as well watch this one through. And he's going on the hard, so yeah. And he's got a sticky front right by the looks of it. So yeah, he's definitely on a one-stopper. But essentially, what we're trying to do here is just keep out in front of Max.
Copy.
Gap is still 2 seconds. Leclerc's still got 12 seconds behind him. So at the moment, there's not too much action we need to keep an eye on. Chat. As I say, I'm very much looking forward to Brazil this weekend, and I do hear there might be some weather in stores, certainly for the Saturday. And obviously we have tradition. I say tradition, not necessarily tradition, but we have history with Brazil being wet. And it is one of my favourite racetracks, so I'm looking forward to this weekend. But who's going to come out on top? I think you've got to look at the two McLarens and Verstappen as always, but the McLarens haven't been as good the last few races, especially with Oscar Piastri. Right, lap 28 of 51. Verstappen is back on us now.
Tires update.
So what we'll do is go for a bit of top up now he's with us.
Okay.
Copy.
Max,
Please where can I watch? I have no idea where you can watch the real live, but not here unfortunately. Right, Max Verstappen, this looks like the chance for him to move back into the lead of this race. He's been 2 seconds behind since that second pit stop.
Yeah, copy.
But he doesn't quite do it there. Fastest lap of the race for him. But again, he'll get that second stab of the DRS, but these two have just got the pace. Leclerc is 14.5 seconds off the lead of this. It doesn't look like Leclerc can challenge again today. But no, Antonelli stays ahead. I hope for Hugo Heikkinen in Hugo Heikkinen? What? I'm putting Raikkonen and Hakkinen together. I hope for Hugo Hakkinen in F1, but I'm not even sure he's involved in motor race, so not sure, other than Bottas, if there is a flying fin. I think I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm probably butchering. Is it Tuukka Tappinen or something? Tuukka Tappinen? I think he's in F3 Championship, is he, this year? I think he's Finnish. You'll have to look it up. I think it's Tuukka Tappinen. Probably butchering the pronunciation, but I think there is a Finnish driver over there in F3. They're still producing them. Sky Sports F1 is now in practice. Yes, practice is now on. Unfortunately, I can't watch though because I'm here. Yeah, if you're jumping into this thinking it's F1, it's not F1, it's F1 Manager. It's not a free stream. Unfortunately, you'll have to pay for that good stuff. I'm a free stream though. Ethan, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Right, Max Verstappen, is this the moment he moves back into the lead of the race past our driver Kimi Antonelli? It looks like it is this time.
In front is Verstappen.
This is interesting though. The tyre life is now 67% for both Antonelli and Leclerc, so we will now see the crossover. So will Leclerc start to gain on his teammate now? That'll be interesting. Whilst they're gaining DRS off each other, Verstappen and Antonelli, probably not though. And we're not too far away from the next stop, so we lap 34. We probably could extend for a bit because the tyre life is so good as these two still side by side. Yeah, I might extend for a couple of laps. Do want to still get in before Verstappen as these two, and this is what I mean, unrealistic on the game, because we're probably going to see them go through this castle section together. And that just wouldn't happen, and Max Verstappen nearly lost it into the wall there.
Yeah, keep doing your best. Next car behind will be Leclerc.
Have got any surprises in the points here? Not really, but Sainz's one stop could work for him, couldn't it? Actually, I think he's switched to a two-stopper now, looking at the tyre deck, so...
I am trying.
No problem, no problem.
Copy that.
Daniel, thanks for the follow, and of course, if you don't follow or subscribe already, please do so. And if you do me a massive favour, do you like the stream? Really does help me out. So I've not had many predictions in the live chat, so let me know your predictions for Brazil, sprint winner and race winner. And why not? Who's your championship winner gonna be for this year? Surely it can only be one of three. I think George Russell is still technically in it by points, isn't he? Of course, we're looking at Verstappen, Piastri, or Lando Norris. As our two drivers, Antonelli, one of our drivers, and Verstappen continue to fight here for the race win as Behrman's in for his second stop. Leclerc P3 still's got 11.3 on those behind, so he's doing pretty good. But yeah, me for the championship, I think, as I say, if you don't know me, you're jumping first time, my team is McLaren, so of course I'm hoping for a McLaren Drivers' Championship. That's I support either driver. I'll probably swing more towards Oscar in terms of preference, but I think it's going to be Lando Norris. Unless Oscar can have a full reset this weekend and get a bit of luck, but yeah, Lando just seems to be carrying the confidence and form at the moment. And I think Max, I don't rule out Max, but I think, as I've always said across the last few streams, Max has to be perfect. You know, if he finishes third or has, you know, third or lower or has a retirement, and with McLaren's finishing ahead of him, it's pretty much over. So, going to be tough. Sandri, Raban, Connie, thanks for the follow. Super appreciated. As for Verstappen, into our slipstream. DRS, getting close to the wall there, Max. As Maloney's in for his second stop. side by side. Verstappen and Antonelli again. These have literally fought for this whole race. And as I say, they've fought for the championship now for over a year. They were fighting all last year for the 2027 championship. And the fight continues here for the 2028 championship. Max, a 5-time world champion in this universe, looking for his 6th title. Antonelli looking for his 1st. As again, they are side by side. No inch given by either of them. But we're still topping up with Antonelli. We're going to use that full battery on the outlap of our next pit stop. Sophie, Joanna, Days, Gilberto, Mary, Dimples, thanks for the follows and thanks for the gifts, Dimples. Much appreciated. Mika Hacken and Damon Hill were the 2 for me, which was Alice, the driving style, while Lando or Oscar. I think Oscar has what Max Verstappen has, that belief. Yeah, I agree, Uvian. Apart from this last few races have been a little bit worrying for Oscar, but I think it will help him long term. But yeah, no, I totally agree that Oscar, I feel, has more of Max in him. He has more of that fight in him from what I've seen with Oscar. If there's half a chance of a move, he will go aggressive and he'll go with it, where Lando can be a little bit standoffish in his overtaking and racecraft. I think it's going to be very interesting. We've got 4 races to go, 2 sprints. So much can happen. I think also, if I put it in football terms for Oscar, I think what might be coming into play as well the last few races for him, it does start to get in your head mentally. You know, when you start a season or you've got nothing on the line, you can race freely. It's a bit like a football player who's got a World Cup coming up. And in the matches before that for his club, he's a little bit tentative, thinking, oh, I don't want to go fully in for this tackle because if I have an injury, I'm going to miss the World Cup. And I think that's a bit of an analogy of Oscar, where he's thinking more, you know, I need to be a bit cautious here because if not, if I crash out, that's going to really wreck the championship. And I think both Lando and Oscar have had cases of that across the last few weeks. And Max, that doesn't even enter his brainwave, I don't think. And that is the difference. But I do think Oscar, a little bit more on the mentality side, is better than Lando, definitely in that respect. Satora, Dana, Carrie, thanks for the follows, much appreciated. Yeah, Lando Norris says what Jensen Button had back in the... Yeah, Jensen, another driver. I didn't particularly... I wouldn't say I didn't like him, because that's too harsh a word, but he was never that exciting as a driver, Jensen Button. And another one that reminds me of Jensen is Carlos Sainz. Carlos reminds me so much of Jensen. Doesn't do anything spectacular. He's not... doesn't set the world alight. But he is a smooth operator, as he would well say. And that was what Jensen was, a smooth operator. So, yeah. Is this a game? Yeah, it's F1 Manager 24. Right, lap 33. We're due to come in, actually, next lap. But Leclerc hasn't really closed, although that tyre life is a little bit better. Last laps are similar.
Keep focus on our race.
As Antonelli and Verstappen getting close again. Yeah, we due in this lap. I think we actually do come in this lap and just get a mega undercut on Max and hopefully win this race.
Box is lap.
So Antonelli will box this lap. So yeah, Leclerc's just having a little bit of a boring race now. At least he'll get P3, but I was hoping Leclerc would come in this season and really challenge Antonelli for race victories alongside Max, but it's not really happening, is it? I think the thing with Lando, I don't think it would change, but who knows? His driving style might change if he gets the championship behind him. A lot of, obviously, this is pressure for them. And he might drive with a little bit more aggression and confidence if he's got a championship behind him. This is not practice. This is Baku. It's 2028. It's F1 Manager 24. Right, we are going to be pitting this lap with Kimi Antonelli then. And we're hoping Max will stay out for a few more laps this time around. And we get a nice undercut. And we can have a nice drive into the sunset for the rest of this race. But yeah, Leclerc's not going to challenge, is he? Danny, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Right, here we go then. Antonelli jumping into the pits.
I'm in the pit.
Second stop. And as I say, what we're hoping here is Max stays out for a few more laps. We get a nice undercut. And we can secure this race victory. 2-second stop. It's been very close between Antonelli and Max. All race, though.
All race, all race.
And Leclerc should be past his teammate, but he is going to have to probably get out of the way if Anthony catches him. We're probably in the pits before that. But we should be out before Lawson. And we will be. So, yeah, clean air. Exactly what we want. And it looks like we are on the way to at least a double podium. Let's say Leclerc a little bit further back than I want to be at the moment with him. I think we will just
from you.
be safe and get into the pits this lap. Sorry, and I'm back. Let's go, Kimi. Yes, indeed. Trisha, thanks for the follow. Right, let's just forward on chat so I can get Leclerc in for his stop as well. And these are our final stops of the day. I'm not going to ask him to move out of the way. I don't want to lose any time. Anthony's not going to lose time because he's now going to get the tow and the DRS. Oh, we've got a safety car. And Max has not missed a safety car line. That's worked perfectly for Max Verstappen.
And yes, we have.
Piastri has crashed.
What happened there?
Oh, we're not going to get a lovely undercut.
Now there's the car of Piastri.
Oh, that's just sloppy from Piastri. Drifted into the wall.
They can't avoid making...
Oh, that safety car timing is absolutely perfect for Verstappen. He should retain the race lead here. And as Antonelli says, very unlucky. Leclerc will come in. So we're going to have to battle Max all the way to the end now.
Slow down a bit more.
But it does mean Leclerc is back into the race. Leclerc is very much back into the race. Because I expect everyone to pit behind him. So Leclerc will be third, right behind his teammate. So this is going to be a fight between Verstappen, Antonelli and Leclerc. Perhaps even Lawson here. Yeah, everyone will be coming into the pits here.
Oh dear, that's not a good stop.
Carlos Sainz having a pit stop issue, not ideal. Alright, we're just forwarding on, get this safety car finished. What a biased race. Good for Charles, bad for Kimi, perfect for Max. Yeah, absolutely, worked perfectly for Max there. You do expect safety cars around here. I'm surprised we went so long without having one. But we're going to have about 14, 13 laps left once we get back underway here. And it's going to be a sprint to the end then. Safety car ending this lap. Jackson, Dai, thanks for the follows. Much appreciated. Genesis, thanks for the follow. Visible, thanks for the follow. Butchering that, but thank you.
So focus on your face.
Right, here we go. Safety car is ending. Still out on track. It's now peeling away to the pits. So then we'll get green flag. And it'll be over to Max Verstappen as to when he would like to bolt and restart this Grand Prix. And there we go. Green flag. It's not gone yet, though. And now he's gone. There we go. We are underway. We're Max then. Antonelli P2, Leclerc P3, Lawson. Oh no, they're not all on the softs. So Lawson on mediums, Behrman on hards behind us. So we should be okay from the threat from behind. And Leclerc on the outside of his teammate. They're free to fight. We're not going to have any team orders. There's no papaya rules around here, boys. It might be to the detriment of our team, though. But Leclerc is through into P2. Out of nowhere, then. Leclerc moves into P2, and now he is chasing down Max Verstappen. So what we've got to try and do is break away from Lawson, Behrman and the rest, and hopefully we can use both drivers to take the fight to Max Verstappen here. 12 laps to go. And it is full on. Do you stream live races like Brazil this weekend? I do not, no, just this F1 Manager series. But I shall certainly be watching the action in Brazil. And to support the Maserati boys all the way to the end, make sure you have smashed that like button. Kimi losing time. Yeah, not sure what's going on there with Kimi. Bit of a confidence thing there because everything else is set up the same here. It's got 2% less tyre life, but shouldn't be making a major impact at the moment. Lando for the title. Good chance for that. A very good chance. Right, Leclerc then. He's reinvigorated up that safety car. He was going to finish P3 here today. He might still finish P3, but he wouldn't be fighting for the race victory, and he has got that now. That opportunity, he's looking the inside of Max Verstappen, but nothing doing. Can we go high on the overtake aggression with both? Yes, we can.
Copy.
We better go defensive with them as well.
Mode defend, mode defend.
All right, DRS is open. This time Leclerc's got DRS. And is Leclerc going to lead? Max is alongside him. No, he doesn't. Max holds him off.
Copy.
Right. Lawson has stayed with it. Perez has dropped back. Lawson is staying with the battle, though. He is on the mediums, which aren't a bad tyre around here. So Lawson might be able to stay in this fight, which we don't want to do, really. We don't want that to happen, but... Alright, Leclerc momentarily went to neutral, but that is allowing Max to push away, so let's get back on the case with that. Yeah, Max trying to break the DRS. Alright, let's go to neutral now with both of them. Kimi is getting closer. Yeah, they're all within DRS of each other. Lawson's just dropped out of the DRS, so he might get a slipstream here. Max leads then. Leclerc second. Antonelli third. Can we win this race? Can we at least get a double podium? This is a great slipstream, but Charles, is he going to go for it? Yes, he is now. He pulls to the inside alongside Max Verstappen, and now it's a drag to this next left-hander, but we don't quite make it stick. We will get DRS again out of here. And now we see the top three, and both our drivers with DRS. Lawson in fourth with no DRS. Here comes Charles Leclerc again. And we are through into the lead then, but Max will continue to fight. Max on the inside, but I think Charles is through. So Charles now leads. Verstappen second, Antonelli P3. Antonelli's having a good look through here, though, on Max. That's, yeah, they are still side by side, and as I say, they can go side by side through the castle. But Antonelli has moved through to P2.
You are doing a good job. Try to go down as much as
Cooking your
possible.
tyres way too early. Not round here, though. Not round here. There's plenty of tyre life in here. Look at this. This is full attack. The tyre deg around Baku is not a problem. Not a problem at all. So, yeah, we won't be killing the tyres off. Temps are high, yeah, but it won't be an issue around here.
Do your best.
We are just going to try and bring the temps down a little bit, though, with both drivers. Let's say they're free to fight. Lawson is back into the DRS, which... Yeah, we've got to watch him. We've got to watch Lawson because he's on the medium tyre. It might cross over where the medium is better at some point in this race. 10 to go. And it's now Antonelli who has the DRS on his teammate. As I say, our boys are free to fight and we'll allow it. And it does mean Antonelli moves into the lead. Max Verstappen having a sneaky look at 3 wide, but he can't make it happen. And I think Antonelli will get the DRS on Leclerc here because Leclerc just re-overtook him. Jumps back into the slipstream, looking at the inside. Max is there as well. But we survive, and Lawson has arrived around his teammate here.
I am trying.
Don't think he is quite
Try
expecting
to
that.
recover your previous rhythm that was looking fine.
Now go back attack with both the drivers now. Leclerc's
Close the
tyres have
gap.
come down a little bit. Tim and Dark Neon, thanks for the follows, much appreciated. Right, 10 laps to go. Are we on for a race win? Are we on for a double podium? Perez getting closer. Yeah, I think it's just because we went standard. We slowed the pace a little bit there, which allowed them to get closer. Verstappen has just dropped out of the DRS here, though. Might be a time just to use that little bit extra battery that we've got. So if we can break this DRS, it would be very nice indeed. And there is our two drivers. They continue to fight. And Max is going to have no DRS here. So we've broken the gap to Max. It's 1.7. Maybe he's just keeping a bit of tyre life and battery back for an attack in this final 9 laps. But he's now going to have his teammate, Liam Lawson, with medium tyres. As we've got another yellow flag. Looks like it's only going to be a yellow flag. No, it's not. It's a red flag. Just as we break the DRS, the RB of Magnussen and Hadjar in the Alpine have come together. Is this going to be K-Mag clipping the wall? No. Oh, it was Hadjar already had an accident. That's an awful accident, to be honest. K-Mag, just a passenger in that then. Alright, we'll just check. There's not actually going to be any rain or anything here. Right, so Antonelli now leads. Leclerc's not got any new softs, has he? They're 94%. And Kimi has new softs. It swings to Kimi again then. The first place car brand, what is it? It's Maserati. Thanks for the gifts as well, Dimples. Is this real? No, it's not. It's F1 Manager in 2028. Here we go then, the restart. We've got 5 lights. Kimi Antonelli's going to get underway on his fresh softs. And Leclerc on used. What is Max on? Max is on new softs as well. So Kimi Antonelli, the only one on new softs, as Leclerc lost out to Verstappen on the restart. Hadjar gets a penalty. That's a bit harsh because he collided with the wall before that happened. But we have to do it all again then, with 7 laps remaining. Lawson's lost out to Sainz. Lawson is now on the softs as well, so everyone is on the same tyres. When I said Antonelli's on fresh, so the only one on fresh softs, there is some down here, but I mean relative to the leaders. Where is Hamilton? No Hamilton, because we're in 2028, so Hamilton has his feet up enjoying retirement. Right, let's get back to this screen. We're already broken the DRS to Sainz. Sainz is doing us a good job there, holding Lawson up. Half a lap in, and he's already 1.5 behind. But this has worked perfectly for Antonelli because he's got the fresh softs and he's leading the race, so his tyre temps are not going to get as high as the others. So he can just hopefully do the business here. Leclerc all over Max Verstappen. Well, Max Verstappen is getting a nice slipstream of Antonelli. Max Verstappen is going to move past Antonelli by the looks of it. Is Leclerc going to send one on his teammate as well? Kimi might have fresh softs, but he might be in P3 in a moment. No, he just holds on to it, and DRS should be enabled. Oh, here we go. It is. So both Maseratis have DRS, and Antonelli, the first of those to take the challenge, take the fight to Max Verstappen. Max stays in the lead. Does he? I don't know. Antonelli got a good release off there. Yes, he does. Max stays in the lead. What happened? Oh, sorry, there was a red flag. Max Hadjar hit the wall, and Magnussen was just minding his own business, driven into him. As Antonelli is going to get back through here on Max. Yes, he is. So red flag. So everyone's obviously put some softs on, and we go again. But yeah, Sainz has done us a great job there by getting ahead of Lawson, because Lawson, I think, will be out of this now. So it's going to be out of these top three to win this race in Baku in 2028. Is it going to be Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, Antonelli, or Charles Leclerc? I say, Kimi Antonelli has got the tyre life advantage.
Copy.
Interesting we put Leclerc on top of, but he's using more battery than what Antonelli is, so... But here comes Antonelli then, on Max Verstappen. We will get the DRS shortly. There it is, but look at the slipstream from Charles Leclerc next to him. Well, Charles out of nowhere. He's going to send on Max Verstappen. Oh, Antonelli getting very close there as well. But Leclerc now moves into the lead of this race, and I think this could keep chopping and changing all race long.
Mamma mia.
As I say, all race long, the last 5 laps of this race. Because here comes Max Verstappen. He's about to return the favour to Leclerc. He now has the DRS. And he moves back into the lead. And Antonelli says, I'll have the P2 back as well, Charles. And Charles, not too happy with that. He's going to continue to fight it. Yes, he is. Let's hope our two teammates don't collide here. That would be absolutely awful. I shouldn't have said anything because I might have cursed it. Oh, dear. I'm getting nervous now. And we need to deploy some battery here, boys, because Max Verstappen is starting to drift up the road here because we're fighting. Max is getting up, off, down the road. We need to deploy some battery here. Oh, we're losing a lot of time here. Antonelli gets through. But the damage might have been done there because Verstappen's been able to get 2 seconds there. He's absolutely flying down the road, is Max. I've used all our battery. That is not a great stint there.
No overtake.
Because we've both used our battery. We've got Liam Lawson back on us who's cleared side. So Max Verstappen has got off down the road. And that is the problem when you let them fight. But we have to let them fight, really.
Okay.
And this could get worse now because Lawson all over us as Leclerc moves back past Kimi Antonelli. Can Antonelli hold on to P3? Yes, he does. Is there any chance of us getting back to Max Verstappen, though? 2.5 is a gap. I think Max might have this covered off again.
Yeah, keep doing your best.
See, this is the problem. We're fighting and it's causing us to lose time, which is working for Max. I might have to ask Leclerc just not to fight, just for a couple of corners at least.
Yeah, copy.
I'm just going to ask them not to fight just through these parts of the track because I think that's where we're just losing so much time. Once we get back to the start-finish straight, turn that back off. But Max has got it done, I think. Max chose the time to bolt off, but it's worked. .8 seconds. Can we close it? Leclerc would be swearing if this real. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he'd be very happy, would be Charles. Right. Using the slipstream and DRS off each other here, though. This might start to work for us. Right, now we do the same here. Don't fight your teammate. Well, the only problem here is it might open the door to Lawson. Yeah, I should have maybe let Antonelli get that job done because it might open the door to Lawson here. Hopefully Antonelli can keep him at bay. He does. Right, let's get them through this part of the track. I'm trying to catch to Max. I don't think we're going to be able to, though, are we? 2.5 to Max. 3.4. I think the slipstream is helping, but we need to really get to him by the end of next
Keep
lap.
focus on our race.
All right, here we go again. So they're free to fight. Lawson's out of the DRS now as well. That gives us a little bit of respite from behind. Battery is absolutely gone for both of them, though. Send with the gift, much appreciated. Hadjar crashed out. Antonelli, I think we're off. We're on. Yeah, he's off do not fight, but he's choosing not to fight. Max still got 2.8. I think that's going to be all she wrote. When Max needed it, he had the pace. We have got some more upgrades coming to this car, though, so I think we can still give the fight to Max Verstappen. But I think we've just got to leave our boys to fight now. The last 2 laps. I'm not going to touch anything. I'll leave the batteries as neutral. Liam Lawson is there as well, but we're going to have to allow these boys to fight because Max Verstappen is going to win the race. But is it going to be Charles Leclerc P2? Is it going to be Antonelli? Or is it going to be Liam Lawson? Russell not too far away either. Yeah, as soon as we fight, look at the gap Max gets. So this is what's cost us, really. But there we go. Maybe that's why they do papaya rules. Shiaz, thanks. Hello, how's it going? Eva, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Yeah, Max is going to win this race, but is it going to be Antonelli or Leclerc for P2? The problem is the battery isn't great, so they need to stay in DRS of one another. If not, the other will be absolutely gobbled up by that Red Bull. Antonelli, you've got to say, has a good chance of getting past Leclerc and leading this final lap between the R2 drivers, at least, into turn 1.
Do your best.
Pulled out of the slipstream, though. That's not worked for him. Lawson's there or thereabouts, isn't he? Max Verstappen starts the final lap of the race. He is going to win this race. And it's Antonelli on the inside. Who gets the second DRS, though? This could be key to winning this battle between our 2 teammates. It's going to be Antonelli who gets the DRS. But again, Liam Lawson has snuck in between him. And it might be Lawson now who's going to take the position of Charles Leclerc. He is. They're alongside. Here comes Liam Lawson to make it a Red Bull 1-2.
Russell behind.
And that is the absolute worst case scenario as Lance Stroll, in great Stroll fashion, in his Audi, has had a crash. He's obviously got going again. If not, that would have been a red flag. Yes, he has. And the problem here, we haven't got much battery, and there's not many other places we can overtake here. So, from what was looking like a really good result for us, at least a double podium, and I think Antonelli would have got the race win without those red flags and safety cars, because he would have had a good gap on Max. Looks like it's going to turn into a Red Bull 1-2. We've had luck with safety cars and red flags before, but it looks like we're going to be on the other side of it today. It is going to be a drag to the line.
Good.
But I don't think we've got enough in the tank to do anything about it. We'll deploy what we've got. But I think Lawson will have us covered off, though. This is the final lap of the race. No, don't pull out the slipstream, Charles. Don't pull out. DRS is going to open any moment now. Here it is. The line's coming up. Lawson survives just about by about a car length, or 3/4 of a car length. Liam Lawson survives. But what could have been, what should have been there.
Nice one, guys.
Max Verstappen has won it. Lawson P2, Leclerc beats his teammate, and Antonelli, not good news in his Drivers' Championship aim because he finishes P4 in the end, but it's too early for us to start giving team orders and allowing Antonelli to score points over Leclerc. So Leclerc benefited from the red flag. As I say, if it's papaya rules, I'm sure he would have had to move out of the way, but we don't have that over here.
Wonderful moment for Charles Leclerc as well.
But Max Verstappen got a little bit lucky there, I felt. He always had the pace to win it, but yeah, the Red Bulls definitely helped with that red flag. Eats and Ari, thanks for the follows. Ferrari 5-6, Red Bull 1-2, Maserati 3-4, Ferrari 5-6. It's a Noah's Ark, 2x2. It's a Noah's Ark here. Yeah, Max Verstappen wins it. Liam Lawson second. That's actually where they both started. Charles Leclerc, he started P4. Antonelli started P3. They swap over. Leclerc third. Antonelli fourth. Russell fifth. Perez up seventh in the Ferrari. Behrman up seventh in the Ferrari to sixth, I should say. Behrman finishes seventh. Sainz eighth. Lando Norris ninth. And Bortoletto 10th. Pierre and Franco confirmed for 2026 for Albon. Yeah, I was quite surprised by that. Not for Pierre, but for Franco. But yeah, I like it. At least they're sticking with him, so nice to see. Silvio, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. So this Drivers' Championship should be looking pretty good for Max Verstappen. It is. It's 18 points now as the lead. That's still enough to for us to overcome those, so not all is lost there. 18 points is the gap. Liam Lawson, P3. He's now on 70. Leclerc, P4, so no changes in that top four. But Leclerc is now, what's that, 62 points? I make my quick maths off Verstappen, so he's got to go some to try and challenge for the championship, and he's 44 points off his teammates. So yeah, not been the best to start for Leclerc, but he does get a podium and a better result than his teammate today. Russell up to 5th, Lando drops to 6th, Perez is 7th, Behrman 8th, Piastri 9th, and Sainz moves into the top 10 for Aston Martin. Rest of the point scorers so far are Stroll, Albon, Gasly, Schumacher, Colapinto, Bortoletto gets his first point today, and of course, the legendary man from Barbados, Zane Maloney, who scored a point. The first point for Haas in 4 years in the whole series. Ferrari P18, 19 and FP1. Only practice, sorry, and I'm sure it will improve. Constructors then, Red Bull, they take another 17 points over us today, and they're leading this Constructors now by 34 points. Ferrari move up to P3 with their best result of the season. McLaren are 4th, Williams 5th. Very tight, actually, between Ferrari, McLaren and Williams. Only 20 points between those three. Aston Martin are 6th, Kick Sauber, which is now Audi, is 7th. RB 8th, Mercedes 9th, Haas 10th, and Alpine 11th. That's actually Mercedes' second point of the year, so we're not doing too well, Mercedes. But yeah, there is work to do for us in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Pit stops, we do get the fastest pit stop of the day, though, and we do move to the top of the standings in the fastest pit stop competition. We absolutely dominated this last year, but it's not really the championship we're bothered about. It's the least championship we're bothered about. But yeah, still good to see that we're doing well in that. There we go, Kimi Antonelli up to 87 overall. I'll show you what I mean between these two. So, I can't, is there driver development? I wonder if there's a recent driver development. Yeah, here we go. So this is what I mean. Well, I think Kimi is too much, and his stats are too much in the game. And he's just gone up to 87, remember? But at the time, he was 86, Charles 89. But when you look at the individual stats, Kimi, he's 8 better on accuracy, he's 5 better on reactions, he's 1 better on defending, 4 better on overtaking, 1 better on adaptability, 4 better on smoothness, not better on control. I'll come back to that. He's only 1 worse off on braking, and he's worse off on cornering. So he's 3 worse off overall just because his cornering and his control is so much off Charles, but everything else, he's beating him. So as I say, it's a bit unrealistic. He shouldn't be as highly rated as that, personally, but it is what it is. I think, obviously, they made the game before Kimi was in Formula 1, so he was obviously a highly rated prospect. He still is, but I think he's not maybe lit the world on fire as people maybe thought in his first season. So, yeah, he's a little bit overrated in the game. But that is going to bring this one to a close, and a bit of a disappointing result, to be honest with you. I think we had the beating of Red Bull there without the safety cars and red flags, but as I say, you win some, you lose some with those, and we've had our fair few that we've took advantage of. So today we're on the wrong end of it, but it's 5 races in. We're actually a quarter of the way through this 2028 season now. It's Spa next up, so as I say, we're doing a whole European leg first, and then once we've done Austria, we then switch over to America, Canada, then we've got Brazil, Bahrain, Jeddah, China, Singapore, and we'll finish in Australia and Japan. But yeah, as I say, Charles gets lucky with the red flag, the Red Bulls get lucky with it. Really, the man it affected most is Kimi Antonelli, and he loses points on Max, 18 behind in the championship, and we've got work to do in the Constructors. Will we have any designs done for Spa? Yeah, we'll probably do an emergency manufacture on side pods, but yeah, we've got to do plenty of designs now, get the car where we need it, and start beating Max and Lawson, in actual fact, on a regular basis. So that's going to be the plan as we head to Spa next in this F1 Manager Maserati series. As always, if you jumped in for the first time and you're new around here, we stream this every Tuesday and Friday. So if you like what you see, please do follow or subscribe and check us out again on Tuesday, where we will have that full race in Spa. Of course, before I go, do smash that like button, super appreciated. And if you've watched on TikTok or Twitch, head to my profile in the bio, click the YouTube channel, subscribe over there, and you can check out not only the live streams, but all of our episodes in this Maserati series, as well as our previous series, the Lotus series. And we've got a couple of additional series coming up, released before Christmas, our Flip the Grid series, which can be very interesting indeed. Lando P1, Oscar P2, Max P17, Yuki P20, Hulkenberg P3. Always hard to tell in practice, especially practice one on a sprint weekend, because I think they're trying lots of things. So yeah, we'll see how sprint quali shapes up later today, Soren. But looks good for McLaren, so I'll take that. And yeah, if you've watched on YouTube, of course, do subscribe on there and check out the playlist directly. But as I say, if you're on TikTok or Twitch, do head over and check that out. Thanks for all the support. As I say, before I go, smash that like button. Do subscribe or follow so you can check us out again on Tuesday. And as always, the only thing left for me to say is enjoy your weekend, enjoy the Formula 1,